Welcome back to your favorite channel. It's your boy Pelican Bay K9s, giving it to you the way I always do. Fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Some brothers gonna like it, some sisters ain't. Some sisters gonna like it, some brothers ain't. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Log into the channel. If you haven't logged into the channel yet, hit that notification bell. That way you be in the loop when the videos dropping. If you're not getting notifications, unsubscribe, subscribe again, and then hit the notification bell again. That way you back get your notifications. Big salute to all the dog lovers from one side of this planet to the other side, and everybody doing the right things and what they supposed to be doing with these dogs today and to this evening and this morning. We're gonna discuss a few things, and we got a whole lot of stuff to talk about. You know what I'm seeing in satellites chiming in. You know what I'm seeing in satellites chiming in. And I'm gonna give it to y'all brothers the way I gotta give it to y'all brothers and y'all sisters out there in this dog game, PBK9s style. First thing I want to say, big salute and big shout out and big thanks to the whole South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, New Jersey, Maryland, DC, Baltimore. All my folk in Baltimore for sure. Florida, Georgia, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Maine, Rhode Island, all Chicago, Ohio, Michigan, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, all my folk out there across the world, man, across the country, with these dogs. Big salute to you. We about to get into some of that dog talk, man. And like I said, big thanks to everybody that support the channel. First thing I want to speak on, I'm gonna speak about brood bitches. What's a brood bitch? But before I get into that, I want to say to the brother Brandon that commented on my comment on Facebook. Brandon B. I'm gonna say it like that. Salute to you, big dog. And I want to say this. You may not have meant any harm by what you were saying. And I don't mean any harm. And I didn't mean any harm by what I was saying, but what I said was, this is what I don't understand. You know, uh, all I did was I posted. I said I got puppies coming for Christmas. I posted pedigree. Brother asked me what the price was. Okay, this is my thing. It's up to me to argue about that. About a brother asking me what the price is. If I like it, you should love it. If you love it, I like it. If you like it, I love it. It just is what it is. But the thing is, it's up to me to start that argument off. And it's like, where are all the brothers at when somebody say something negative about the bait? See, I need you to stand up when somebody say something negative about me. Then you stand up and do your talking. But when it comes to my money, you know, who uh, if you don't want a puppy, then you just stay out the conversation. That's all it is to it. If you don't want a puppy, don't hinder the next man. Don't worry about the next man, especially if I haven't even made a comment about what they said. You know, Now you would have seen me comment to what they said, but most of the time I don't. When somebody say a price, I don't drop it down into my comments. And somebody else made a comment before saying, "Why don't people drop the prices when people ask that?" And one brother made a perfect example. You know, everybody price might not be the same. You know, everybody price might not be the same. And in this case, you don't put a brother in your business. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, a lot of these brothers not gonna even buy a dog. Like you say, the brothers who just want to see peds and prices and stuff, half the time they're not gonna buy a dog. You know, so when you drop the price on Facebook so everybody can see it, even the ones who not gonna buy it, even the ones who hating, all that stuff, then all they gonna do is just hate with that. So what you do is you holler at your folk on the back street, whether they want it or not. Yo, you can get it for this, or you can get it for that. You know what I'm saying? That way, all the folk who don't intend on buying anyway, you don't got no number out there for them. That's just less stuff they got to hate and less stuff they got to worry about. So like I say, fam, I didn't mean no harm. I wasn't, trying to be rude to you, none of that. But at the end of the day, man, folk will interfere when it comes to money. but folk won't interfere when it comes to standing up for what's right. Everybody want to have an opinion of what the next man doing or what the next man feel like is uh right or whatever. Instead of, like I said, that's why I say, when it comes to my money, don't get involved with it. You either want it or you don't. Don't conversate on it. If you do, then expect a reaction back. That's all it is to it. And like I said, big salute to you. I don't think no less of you as a man. You know what I'm saying? I just had to say what I had to say. It wouldn't have been no different if we up doing anything involved with money. You know what I'm saying? If you're not buying one of them puppies, you know, and if you was, you had to been buying the whole litter. Because if you wasn't, you might be ran off somebody who was trying to buy something. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, dog, I handle my business different, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because you may look at me a certain way, because I look a certain way, I'm not handling it like that, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm not handling mine like that. Like I said, at the end of the day, the question you ask brothers, they ask a price and they don't know why I'm breeding certain things. Or you don't know why that brother asked me that price, and you don't know what that brother know about my dogs, because I've been up here for the last couple years talking about my dogs. So you don't know what that brother know about my dogs just because he got up there and asked me a price. You know what I'm saying? If you just run off and start talking about something and getting involved with something you really don't got no business getting involved with. But like I said, man, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? It's the holiday seasons. We getting it in. PBK9s, Dog Talking News. I'm giving it to you. We got some CNN satellites from outer space. You know what I'm saying? We lost some dog brothers in the dog game over the past couple of days. We're going to speak a lot about that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to speak a lot about that. That Royal Bull Kennel stuff. We're going to speak a lot about it. But I just had to start this thing off like that, man. Just had to start it off like that. And like I said, if you a man who making your own money, you can agree with what I'm saying. When that brother asked me a price, he didn't ask you the price, he asked me the price. If he asked me to pay it, I understand if you gonna rock with me and you want to be a shooter for me, I understand all that. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I told y'all brothers, I'm one of the ones gonna do my own talking. You know what I'm saying? If you want to back me up, you can back me up. But at the end of the day, man, when it comes to that bread, you gotta let me do my talking. When they ask me the peds and I drop something down, let me do the correcting. You know what I'm saying? If they disrespect me, then stand up. Cause I see less brothers stepping up for brothers that get disrespected across all these boards. You ain't standing up for the brothers that get disrespected, but you want to stand up and talk when it comes to another man's pockets, another man's dollar. But like I said, man, it's all love, big bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing. Everybody keep doing their things, taking care of these dogs, and we gonna keep this thing rolling. We about to talk about them brood dogs. What's a brood bitch? What's a brood dog? What's a brood female dog? Some brothers, and I'm gonna say this right here, just kill the whole deal. Just say this and kill the whole deal. A brood bitch is not a cold dog. Because a lot of people will think a brood bitch is a cold dog bred off something that's bred right. She bred right, but she's, that's a brood bitch. No, man. A brood bitch is supposed to be that same thing, that you would be doing what you would be doing with, but you're not doing anything with it because, you breeding her. But her quality shouldn't be lacking because you using the word brood bitch. A lot of people like to have less quality dogs and use that word, and that word is supposed to carry their quality over to say, oh, this is an excuse to have this. Oh, this is a brood female. She's a brood. This is an excuse to have a cold. Like I said, brood female does not mean cold female. It's two different things. Two different things, and we keep trying to mix all these dog terminology terms into one term. Not just the brood bitch term, but other terms other than that. We like to mix certain things up with it, and it don't mean the same thing. Same way I told you, hard mouth and barnstormer don't mean the same thing. Soon as you see your dog barnstorming, you claim he got a 10 mouth. Ain't put one cut on him, but he barnstorming. 10 mouth. We mixing all these terms and mixing them all up. Like I said, we got a lot of dog talk to talk about tonight. We gonna go over some stuff that we done talked about before. We gonna check out some videos we done checked out before. But everything has its purpose of what I need brothers and sisters to watch and pay attention to and understand and learn and live by. Live by what you want to live by. But just don't say you didn't get it from PBK9's Dog Talk and News and TV. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when it comes to them brood females, man, the word brood should not mean your dog is less quality dog or your dog is not of standards of the other dogs that's in the yard. Gotta mean she's that dog. You just using her for breeding purposes, maybe. But she gotta be that dog. Hey, see what we about to do here now is we about to get into all this Royal Bull stuff that been going on all year long. See, a lot of my brothers and sisters weren't tuned in to the PBK9 Dog TV earlier when I gave you this situation. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one video at a time and I'm gonna break down certain things and show you where we end up at now. But before we get into all that, we lost a dog man over the past day or so. Want to send my condolences to his family, to Brother Dickinson's family. We're gonna send you the same RIP 21 gun salute we sent any dog brother who was a legend in the dog game. Like I said, send my condolences to the family and friends in this situation. Let's get into it.
Ready? Aim. Present. Off.
Now the CNN satellites from outer space be dropping me that news when I get that news, But the thing is, and like I said, RP to that brother. But word in North Memphis is the brother took his own life by the rope. Took his own life by rope. And we're gonna get into this. This is gonna be a deep conversation. This is gonna be a deep conversation. And this the thing about it, man. Some folk, you have different people speaking across the dog community streets. Some folk are saying that he didn't take his own life. Some folk are saying that they need to investigate in it and find out more information. Some folks saying that he was tied into more than the dogs. Now, what you're gonna see on the video, you're gonna hear on the video, that these agents and different people and different groups mentioning cartel names. So that's why I say these videos all gonna play a part into the rumors and things that we're hearing now. And I'm speaking definitely to my younger brothers and my brothers who don't know a lot of this stuff. And you look to a lot of these flunkies, what I call flunkies, as heroes. And I'm not talking about this brother or these brothers. I'm just talking about in general. You know, understand, man, this game is bigger than what you think it is. You know, it's bigger than what you think it is. And sometimes you can get yourself tied up in something you don't want to be tied up in, over a dog trying to have, a superb talked about dog, the dog that everybody want to have puppies off of, or, and you got it the wrong way. You know, it's a lot of stuff that come along with that a lot of brothers ain't ready for, a lot of sisters ain't ready for, and like I said, we're gonna start from where it all started at, and you can say what you want to say, but PBK9 is gonna give you that dog talk, uncut, fair, and unbiased. You know, I don't know what happened to that brother. I don't know what happened to that brother. But somewhere or another, I just get a feeling it got something to do with that dog fighting case he in. Whether it's the pressure that's on him or whatever. Somehow or another, it just sends vibes from the dogfighting situation. But the thing is, let's go back to where it all started from, my brothers. Let's check these videos out. And then we're going to get into the press conference. We're going to see what the attorney general say about who getting charged with what. Then we're going to get, into the bail release. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into the bail release. And like I said, where you got it first. PBK9's Dog TV, uncut, uncut and raw. You know what I'm saying? Fair and unbiased. When we try to let these brothers and sisters know out here today, the grass is not greener on the other side of that fence. Don't listen to that story that a brother lying to you about. Understand that you want to live that life, you better be able to live this life. You know what I'm saying? You better be able to live this life. So let's go back to where it all started at, and we're going to break it down slowly but surely.
About a massive raid in Cumberland County, New Jersey. Investigators combed the property in Morris River Township for 2 days. Court records show it is related to an illegal dogfighting network. The state attorney general has called a news conference in Trenton this morning to address the operation. Action News reporter Corey Davis is live in the Satellite Center with more on what investigators found. Corey?
Matt, good morning. It's disturbing. I've been going through the court documents and found that this dog fighting network also involved gambling on the fights, too. These dogs were trapped in a cycle of misery. More than 100 of them were forced to fight. They were bred to do it, as all those dogs knew. I want to give you a look there at some exclusive video that Action News captured while being out there on the property along the 5300 block of State Route 49 in Morris River Township, Cumberland County. Our drones and chopper were out there since the beginning on Wednesday and yesterday as federal agents from across the country gathered dogs they say were bred and used for fighting. We've obtained court documents that show 103 fighting dogs, fighting equipment, and other documentation were recovered from the property. 2 dogs were found dead in a fighting pit. Bruce Lowe Jr., also known as Hollywood, his son Bryce, mother Terry, are now facing serious charges, including dogfighting, money laundering, and racketeering. Law enforcement agencies say their investigation stems back to late 2021 after receiving tips. Lowe Jr. is accused of being one of the top 5 dogfighting breeders in the country. He allegedly runs his operation on the property through a company called Royal Bull Kennels. Investigators say an undercover agent officer gathered enough evidence over the years to issue a warrant to raid the property Wednesday. The family and several employees are accused of beating the dogs, torturing, and in some cases killing the animals. We also know, looking into Lowe Jr.'s history, that he previously was sentenced to more than 12 years in federal prison back in 2006. He pled guilty to gun charges as well as drug charges. Looking ahead to today, the New Jersey Attorney General, as well as other investigators and the Humane Society, will be holding a press conference at 10 o'clock this morning in Trenton. They'll provide additional details, hopefully giving more information about what will happen to those animals they recovered and rescued from that property in that dog fighting ring. Reporting live here in the Satellite Center, Corey Davis, Channel 6 Action News. Aliana?
Yeah, Corey, a very disturbing story. Thank you for that update this morning.
Now, before we get into that press conference, I will say, man, like I said, I'm going to send my condolences again. And until you find out all the facts about certain things, you just got to handle it that way. But You know, when we see brothers and when we see sisters going through mental problems and mental situations and going through depression and going through all these things, man, we fail to reach out and help brothers. You know, and I'm not even talking about if this was a particular situation, you know, but it's got to be a mental situation if he didn't what if somebody else didn't do it. If that brother did himself, you know, it's a mental situation. Call it how you want to see it. It's a sign of weakness in a person. You know, at the end of the day, when you have people around you, sometimes people ignore certain things they see, and you know if they wouldn't have ignored it, you know, maybe that person would have been able to talk to them or something, you know. But when you see people in these situations, man, don't hesitate to try to give them a little bit of convo, because maybe your convo can help them from doing whatever they thought they was gonna do. And at the end of the day, brothers and sisters, listen here, man. Once you do that, you gone. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no coming back. It ain't no returning. It ain't no replays. It ain't no, I ain't mad now, I'm gonna come back to life the hour later. You gone once you do it, man. And it's nothing, you know, that bad when you gotta do that for. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that bad, man. Whatever it is, you just go through it and bounce back from it, no matter what it is. You know, at the end of the day, man, you know, freedom is not whether you in jail or whether you home. Freedom is in your mind, man. You got brothers who doing time in prison right now, who will never come home. But in their mind, they're more free mentally than they ever been walking on these streets. Now, they may not ever be able to see their family, and it hurts, and kids and different things. But being free is a mentality thing, man. So, I mean, it's nothing worth you taking your life for. So, like I said, man, you know, big salute and big shout out, you know what I'm saying, to all the dog brothers out there that know that brother, that know the good things the brother did for the dog community throughout the years, you know. And like I said, this is nothing to bash nobody. We just about to get to the facts. We about to sit here and talk about and speak to my younger brothers so they can see how this thing going out here, man. You know, so they can see how this thing going and how folk that y'all calling legends, you know, going out weak style. You know what I'm saying? You don't go out like that. You know? You don't go out like that. But like I said, man, word is, everything ain't everything. You know, everything ain't everything. And like I said, we about to get into more of this video so you can really listen to this attorney general when he's saying about these charges and how serious these charges is for these brothers, you know, and what cartels these brothers may be tied into, you know, what cartels. And a lot of y'all brothers, like I said before, you think because you not tied into something that you're not involved with it. But yet, you like I told that brother, why would you call me and ask me Hollywood phone number? You know, why would you try to be involved? Why would you even be trying to contact anybody that's in this situation that I'm giving you right now, fam? So you don't think I'm supposed to sit here and say that dude was trying to play me? That dude was trying to run me? You know, he was trying to run me. You was trying to run that thing on me, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I'm gonna look at it. You know, why would you ask me about a brother who's tied up in these situations that I'm giving you now? You know, this brother straight up took his life until we find out differently. Took his life. And we can't put it on nothing else but one thing. You can say this and you can say that, but like I say on my channel, you just got to have common sense. Common damn sense. And common sense tell you what he did it for. You know, common sense tell you what he did it for. Hey, it's a difference when we dealing with a child, like I said before, that's so impressionable, We a 16, 17-year-old, 18, 15, 14. We have some compassion for them children because, it's just, it is what it is. But when we older brothers, you done been through stuff in life, fam. You done been through stuff. You don't go out like that. Because that feeling that you're feeling, my brother or my sister that's feeling like going out like that, that feeling that you're feeling, it'll be gone in a little while. It'll be gone in a little while. Whether a little while is 30 minutes, whether a little while is at the end of the week, or whether a little while is at the end of the month, it will be gone in a little while. And when it's gone, if you decide to do what you trying to do, it ain't gonna be no more of you, fam. You can't make no more of yous. And believe this, when you do that, the people that you trying to hurt, the people that you want to look at you, the people that you want to feel sorry, it's gonna make them cry and feel bad. But everybody's life keeps on and continues on. Everybody's life continues. So think about that before you go out there and hurt yourself. It's bad today. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna always be like that. Money is not the end of the world. To my millionaires, y'all do it the most. My millionaires that can't take going broke. Money is not the end of the world. You may have just gained your salvation with the Lord, which is far more valuable than all that money would have got you. Oh, you feel like you lost everything because you lost that dollar. But we ain't, like I said, we ain't getting into the eye of the needle, the camel through the eye of the needle talk. We ain't about to get into all that. That's a little too much. We ain't getting all that right now. We talking about brothers and sisters staying strong out here, man. You know what I'm saying? We talking all this trash with these dogs. How the hell you gonna be fighting a damn dog and you want to take your own damn life? You know what I'm saying? We expect these dogs to be brutes. We expect these dogs to be Spartans. And we can't stand up and be Spartans at the end of the day. And like I said, man, we can't speak on certain things until we know certain things are factual. And as of right now, is the brother took his life. Until otherwise, which investigation always keep going. Until otherwise, you find out otherwise, you got to go what you hear. So what we're about to do is we're about to look at this attorney general, give these charges, and then we're going to look at the bail hearing for the dude Hollywood, for the dude Hollywood. And it just is what it is, man. At the end of the day, all I be here to do is to give you that dog news, that dog talk, and what's going on, and what I hear in this dog community, And from what I hear, that dude, Royal Bull, ain't to be played with. You know what I'm saying? He ain't to be played with. All I know, I report what I hear out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nobody. All I know at this point of my life is my family and my dogs. You know what I'm saying? My family and my dogs. And my brothers who I meet along the way. My good brothers that I meet along the way. But at the end of the day, man, all I can say is separate yourselves from the brothers who get caught up in these news articles like that. You know what I'm saying? They got all this stuff going on with them. They get tangled up in all this stuff. We talking money laundering, we talking conspiracies, we talking dog fighting, and we talking heavy drugs when we talking about cartels. And we talking about PR bonds. My brothers and sisters who not really street oriented, because there's a lot of y'all out there, they just, y'all got too much ego to say you ain't street oriented. Man, if you ain't been in the streets, you ain't been in the streets, man. A PR bond is when you get released on your own personal recognizance. You get released for free, saying that you will come back to court when it's time to come back to court. you know, and most people don't get PR bonds for the type of charges that these brothers are dealing with. Now, like I said before, my channel ain't to help nobody or protect nobody and help you dodge the police. My channel is to help you see that the grass ain't what you think it is over there. Keep your ass, keep your black ass, keep your white ass, keep your Spanish ass, keep your European ass over here doing this legal stuff. You know what I'm saying? Keep your ass over here doing this legal stuff, my brother. You know, the hell with all that shit, man. You know, your favorite dog brothers, your favorite heroes and people y'all calling legends and doing all this stuff like this, they got the dog game screwed up and they all trying to put it on the dog news. That little fella over there talking, he talk his ass off, this and that. You're damn right. I'm giving my brothers and sisters this news. I'm giving it to them how it come, and I'm laying it out how it go. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you don't want to make the news? Don't make the news. You know, it ain't no law to say I gotta put the news out today. I could put the news out every day of the week, every day of this year. The same little piece of news if I want to. You know? And man, at the end of the day, like I said, I got to let my young brothers, 18, 16, 19, 20, that may be running through a hard lump in their life, and then you go look at your favorite dog, man, because you into dogs, and you feel like, oh, these guys soldiers, and these guys this, and these guys that, and then you see how they go out, and then you turn around and look at it like, oh, that's cool, and you see how people bigging them up, but they left out that part, you know, and then you feel like you want to go do all this, because you're going to get that same, listen here, man, it ain't worth it, and then you're going your ass straight to hell, you know what I'm saying? It ain't worth it, big dog. Like I say, hard times don't last forever. They didn't make that saying for nothing, dog. You know, they didn't make that saying for nothing. They last forever if you want them to last forever. If you want to be in hard times forever. But I don't know nobody who physically body will let them say they want to be in hard times forever. Your body won't even let you say that. You know what I'm saying? Your body gonna make you say, I want better, man. And it just is what it is. You know? So, I mean, I may have some folk that say, oh, man, you ain't got to say this about that. But, hey, man, I just got to give it to brothers how I got to give it to brothers, lay it out there how I got to lay it out there. You know, when I first did when I did the first show on when it first happened, you know, this is when the brother was alive. And I said this in his face because he was in these comments during this time. You have people, when it first happened, they say, oh, they locked up and they out. And they was on Facebook posting it, which is cool. But then these same people turn around and say, they're giving these people that they was talking about 24 hours ago, you turn around and you giving them props. Like, oh, be strong, this and that, and this and like what community is this? Where you don't want somebody to say something about it. Where you don't want that to be acknowledged and you want to keep all that shit under the rug. Like one day, literally one day you saying this person is doing this, literally less than 48 hours later, you know, you said telling them to be strong and be this and be that and how much of this and how much of that. Like, come on, man. Come on. You know, come on, man. Y'all making it easy for me, man. You making it easy for me. You know, we all are saddened by the situation. You know, like I said, big salute to the brother Dickinson, better known as Coy. You know, ran the banjo dog back in the days. Great dog, great line of dogs. Great siblings off that litter, off the dogs that came from, you know, off the line of dogs. But man, at some point, we got to keep it 100 with these dogs, with these brothers. Not just me. You know, I need other people to keep it 100. If you go out like a sucker, you go out like a sucker. Ain't nothing truth about going out like that. You know? But when you see somebody that's going through it, man, you know, you gotta help brothers. And I don't mean financially, I mean talking, man. Everybody think everything can be solved with dollars. Everything can't be solved with dollars. you know? And when you realize that, you'll be a little better, you know? I'll be a little better. Everything cannot be solved with a dollar bill, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we're going to listen to this attorney general, listen to them say the things they say and how they say it. You know what I'm saying? Listen to the things they say, how they say it, and remember where you got this thing first at, man. PBK9s, Dog, Talk, and News.
Good morning. We're here to announce significant developments in the prosecution of an alleged dogfighting operation in what we believe is the largest dogfighting ring ever busted in the state of New Jersey. We're continuing to gather evidence in the case, and more information will become available as this case moves through the criminal justice process. Given the ongoing nature of the investigation, there may be some questions today that we cannot answer. But after all our speakers have made their remarks and have had an opportunity to share their thoughts, we'll take whatever questions and answer whatever we can. On Wednesday, April 3rd, investigators from the Division of Criminal Justice and the New Jersey State Police executed search warrants at 2 properties in Cumberland County and at a home in Atlantic County in connection with an alleged dogfighting network operation that was operating in Cumberland County. Members of the New Jersey State Police Teams Unit arrived before dawn to secure the property so that a team of animal care specialists could confirm the nature of the activity at the location, examine the dogs, and relocate them to safety. This formidable and heart-wrenching task unfolded throughout the day in pouring rain, and we cannot thank the individuals involved in this operation enough. They're true heroes, and I'm sure they went home or to hotel rooms to warm up and get a well-deserved rest, knowing that through their actions, more than 120 abused and neglected dogs were spending their first nights in safety and comfort. Dogfighting is illegal in New Jersey, both for spectators and for operators. Dogfighting is a cruel and barbaric practice that must never be tolerated. And make no mistake, in New Jersey, our law enforcement agencies are committed to investigating reports of dogfighting and to bringing perpetrators to justice. Wednesday's searches and subsequent arrests of 8 individuals allegedly involved in this dogfighting operation are the result of an extensive investigation into 2 businesses at the compound: Royal Bull Kennels, LLC, a dog breeding business, and Kister Group, LLC, a construction business. While these businesses provided a front, the Royal Bull Kennels, or RBK, was quite simply in the business of buying and selling fighting dogs for profit and taking substantial stud fees from other breeders to breed their dogs with RBK's dogs. The Director of the Division of Criminal Justice, Stephen Furketic, will elaborate on the charges in a few moments, and a complete list of charges will be shared. While all defendants enjoy the presumption of innocence, the dogs found on the property this week tell their own stories. More than 100 dogs were found at the Maurice Township compound. Based on the evidence collected, these dogs were often tortured and abused to an unimaginable degree. We know that on multiple instances, dogs were strapped to an ATV and forced to run at speeds as high as 14 miles an hour, often for long periods of time, in at least one instance, even exceeding an hour. All of this was done so that these dogs would be prepared to fight to their deaths, just so that the perpetrators of these acts could line their profits. What other hell these dogs endured, I honestly don't even dare to imagine. For many, dogs are more than just pets. There are companions who deliver unconditional love. I know in my house, my dog Toby is the first family member I see every morning. When I get up at the crack of dawn, he's there. When I get home after a long day's work, he's there. No matter what's happening in my life, he brings a smile to my face. You probably all know the old quote from President Truman, "If you want a friend in Washington, get a dog." That rings very true in my house. And I simply cannot fathom how someone could hurt an animal so loving. Even these dogs, who were certainly not treated and loved as companion animals, greeted the law enforcement officers and staff from the Humane Society with wagging tails. It is our responsibility in law enforcement to protect the most vulnerable of our society, not merely for their sake, but for ours as well. My deepest thanks go to the many agencies that played a role in this investigation and this week's operation. As always, the New Jersey State Police, under the leadership of Colonel Patrick Callahan, helped lead this investigation and the operation this week. A special thanks to Detective Dominic Cortuccio, Detective Sergeant Adam DeChico, Detective Sergeant First Class George Augie for their roles in this effort. Support was also provided, and I'm grateful for the United States Department of Agriculture. And I also want to recognize the team at the Division of Criminal Justice who have been working tirelessly on this case under the leadership of Director Furketic. In particular, AAG and Deputy Director Eric Dabb, DAG Heather Hausleben, who is prosecuting this case, and DAG Andre Arojo, who is handling the forfeiture of the seized property. We also, and I personally want to cannot thank enough, the Humane Society of the United States for being on site and for caring for the dogs seized on Wednesday. Humane Society team members were on site throughout the execution of the search warrant. The team included 3 veterinarians who evaluated the conditions of the dogs and administered care as needed. This team transported the animals to safe locations where they will be temporarily housed. As these animals receive the care they deserve, we know there are many more across the nation in the same situation. They're living lives of pain and agony for someone else's profits. I encourage everyone to help us end this nightmare so that far too many animals endure each day. If you suspect dogfighting or abuse or neglect, please contact your local law enforcement. As we're showing today, we will act on it. It is ultimately up to us to speak for all of those in our communities who cannot speak for themselves, and that includes the animals we all love so dearly. Again, I want to thank everyone who assisted in this effort and those who continue to support the dogs that were rescued. It's now my honor to turn the podium over to the Colonel and Superintendent of the State Police, Patrick Callahan.
Thanks, General. I'll be brief and echo some of the Attorney General's remarks here. I think a lot of times when those around the state or country think about law enforcement operations, they think about our efforts in reduction of gun violence, of auto theft, of fentanyl overdoses. So in this instance, it certainly serves as a tremendous source of pride for me as a trooper and certainly as a dog owner and dog lover, the efforts by 12 different agencies beyond the state police just shows that level of collaboration that I think a lot of the other states around this country look to us as to how we do that and how do we come against those greatest challenges. And what was, I think, more than a 2-year strategic investigation shows a tremendous amount of perseverance, a tremendous amount of compassion. So I thank you, certainly to George and Dominic and to the troops that were involved. I know the Attorney General mentioned the Humane Society of the United States. That's not an easy search warrant to execute, and to see those dogs go from a pouring rain status into a warm place does my heart well. To the AG's point, on a personal note, I had a rescue named Rudy Clyde, blue tick coonhound from Alabama. Sadly, had to put him down on St. Patty's Day 2 years ago, but my daughter brings their dog Jewel, my son brings their golden retriever Rockney, and they never have to ask, can we bring the dog, Dad, because they are family. So this case, on a personal level, really does my heart well. From the state police, we had almost a dozen different units involved in this, and you think of the magnitude of what happened from a legal authority, 150 separate requests from communications data warrants, from grand jury subpoenas, search warrants, just an incredible amount of effort, and certainly to the support from the Division of Criminal Justice. It was not an easy investigation, and I know that from being briefed on it. But what it shows is that spirit of collaboration, and not doing it for a child, not doing it for an elderly person, but doing it for those greatest friends amongst us, for those dogs that now can have a life not of torture, but one of peace. and hopefully come into loving families and understand actually what it is to be loved by a different family member. So completely honored and humbled to be a part of what is the largest seizure and takedown of a dog fighting ring in the history of the state of New Jersey. So completely honored to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thanks, Colonel. You know, as you were talking about that, I remember that St. Patrick's Day, and the Colonel's a pretty tough guy. I mean, you're not the superintendent of the state police if you're not, but not on that day. And I think we all can relate. It's now my honor to turn the podium over to the Director of the Division of Criminal Justice, Stephen Furketic.
Thank you, General. As has been stated today, today's charges are a result of a long-term, outstanding, collaborative law enforcement effort by the Division of Criminal Justice, by the State Police, and by the many other partners that helped us out with the takedown that happened this week. We are so grateful to the Humane Society for their assistance in helping us care for the rescued dogs. We cannot thank you enough. And the criminal network that we have identified and charged with the crimes discussed today, they face significant penalties. Bruce Lowe Jr., age 44, of Millmain, New Jersey, the alleged leader of the conspiracy, faces 18 charges, including racketeering in the second degree, money laundering in the second degree, leading a dogfighting network, promoting organized crime, multiple counts of dogfighting, and animal cruelty. Lowe Jr.'s co-defendants include Terry Lowe, age 67, of Maurice River, Bryce Lowe, age 20, of Maurice River, Roosevelt Hart, 29, of Millmay, Coy Dickinson, age 58, of Maurice River, Travis Guerin, age 38, of Port Elizabeth, Mark Runkle, age 42, of Maurice River, and William McClinton, age 68, of Maurice River. Lowe Jr.'s co-defendants have been charged with racketeering in the second degree, and certain defendants have also been charged with money laundering in the second degree and dogfighting charges. Also charged, as mentioned before, are the entities that were owned and operated by members of the conspiracy, including Royal Bull Kennels and the construction company, the Kisdare Group. The potential penalties for these charges are significant. Second-degree charges carry a sentence of 5 to 10 years in state prison and a fine of up to $150,000. Third-degree charges carry a sentence of 3 to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $15,000. Every day, the Division of Criminal Justice works across New Jersey, across county lines, to disrupt sophisticated criminal networks that are driving violence and harm across the state. And this case marks another success in our effort to carry out that mission. I cannot thank the members of the Division of Criminal Justice that worked tirelessly on this investigation over the past weeks and months, the state police for being incredible partners in this, and their incredible efforts this week in terms of bringing this to a head and taking care of an extraordinarily challenging execution of a search warrant on Wednesday, and all of our partners that played such an important role. I also want to, again, thank the Humane Society for their incredible collaboration. Thank you so much.
It's been mentioned, and I mentioned it, and I want to just underscore again the incredible partnership we have with the Humane Society, and also reiterate how difficult this operation was, both at an operational level, but I think for many also at a personal level. I really want to thank the Humane Society for being there to provide the care for these animals that they deserved and they were too often denied. And to that end, I'd like to invite Adam Parascandola, the Vice President of the Animal Rescue Team at the Humane Society of the United States, to the podium to share a few words.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Well, I want to start out by thanking all of the agencies involved as well in this incredible operation, and we were honored to be asked to assist and to be a part of it. As you've heard, this was a significant undertaking for all of the agencies involved, and again, we are just really grateful to have been able to play a part of that. I'm sure most people would like to hear an update on the dogs, so I will give that. So the dogs, we removed them, obviously, on the day It was pouring down rain, and as the Attorney General mentioned, one of the things that we were really struck by was that despite the fact that it was pouring down rain, many of the dogs were visibly shivering in the weather. They still came out of their shelters to come and greet us when we were coming up to remove them from the kennels, and that just speaks so strongly to the bond between dogs and people, and you know, we need to honor that bond. And I think we're really excited that these dogs now will get the chance to live the life that we want and all dogs deserve to live, and that they will be now have a life where that bond is honored and they are allowed to live on people's couches and come inside their homes. And so they are currently at an undisclosed location. We are still going through doing more significant exams. We did triage exams on site, but many of these dogs needed x-rays and things like that for old injuries, untreated injuries, and obviously the treatment that has to come after that. So today, that's why many of my colleagues could not be here, because they are still going through those exams and helping to treat those dogs. But they are in a warm place. They all have comfortable bedding. They're getting toys. They're getting enrichment. And it's very rewarding to see them start to come out of their shell and really are excited just to spend time with people and have the attention that they need. So again, thank you very much for having us and inviting us to assist you in this case. And just a couple of words on dogfighting. Dogfighting is a really important issue to us. The dogs generally, typically in dogfighting situations, suffer horrendously. Even dogs that win fights often do not survive or have massive injuries from those fights, and the amount of cruelty and suffering involved in these endeavors for the dogs is really shocking. And so again, to know that these dogs now are safe and will not have to face any of that kind of cruelty from this point forward is just something everybody here should be proud of who worked on that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Adam, to you and your colleagues, including all the folks who are currently working with these dogs, as you mentioned. God bless them and thank them. I also neglected to, but want to also thank First Assistant Lindsay Rotolo, who worked extremely hard alongside the relevant agencies in prosecuting this case. As I said, this is an ongoing investigation, so there may be things we can't answer, but I'm happy to take any questions at this time.
Trying to get an idea of the reach of this investigation. When we've covered dogfighting rings before, they're usually always tied to drug trafficking, child pornography, a lot of other crimes. Is that something that you're still investigating, and that these defendants that currently are charged can face more charges for different crimes?
Yeah, as I said, this is an ongoing investigation, so I can't comment at all about potential further charges.
Could you say that, I mean, are you investigating more across the country that could be linked to this, or people that were buying the dogs, or are they under investigation too?
I can't comment on the nature of the investigation beyond what I've said so far. Thank you.
So since the USDA was there, that's federal, right? So, and you guys are the lead agency, but do you also, could they also face federal charges? Because are federal agencies involved too?
Again, we've announced the charges that we're announcing today, but as I said, this very much remains an ongoing investigation. And if anybody has any leads, we encourage you to please come forward.
As far as how long the investigation's been, you said, Colonel, a couple years that it's been going on. We've heard from some animal advocacy groups in New Jersey. One of them said that they tipped off the FBI in 2021. So I'm wondering, you don't have to say who tipped them off, but I'm wondering if this investigation began from a tip.
Yeah, I can't comment on the nature of how the investigation started, but these investigations are complex, and I really want to commend the teams that worked for an extended period of time, pursuing every investigative lead to bring, as you just heard, a series of very serious charges against the alleged defendants.
I'll keep going. So another thing you may not be able to answer this, but I'll just ask, is that, Vineland there's been ties to the Sinaloa cartel with drug trafficking down in that area. So there's rumors that the Sinaloa cartel, which is one of the most dangerous, terrifying cartels in the world, has connections to this.
Yeah, I'm going to disappoint you. And beyond what we've said, this is an ongoing investigation, so I can't comment further on any investigative leads, other than to say that, as I've said, anybody who has information that they think is relevant to this investigation, we encourage you to please come forward.
And as far as bail that they've received, and maybe I misunderstood it, but I thought that it read that they're able to be at home now, and they aren't allowed contact with pit bulls, but they're still allowed contact with animals. I was wondering if that's something that you already were.
Right. Again, based on the court's public safety recommendation, we agreed to certain conditions, including limitations on contact with animals and travel restrictions. But as the general said, we can't discuss this beyond that, as it's an ongoing prosecution.
Okay, but you did just say that you had limited access to animals. Did I understand that right?
The conditions include limitations on access to animals for the defendants. Yes.
So then that means there's still access to animals that they're allowed. They're just limited.
We can't discuss this beyond what we've set forth today in this prosecution. But that's all we can say for now.
I want to thank everybody again for their time and their effort to bring this very important case. And again, it's an ongoing investigation, and we will update you as appropriately. Thank you.
See, now what we're about to show is we're about to get into the bond hearing of one of the participants, which was Hollywood. Like I said, or the dude they call Hollywood, allegedly. And all I can say, man, to my younger brothers and sisters, you don't want to be tied up in this type of stuff.
Just stay where you are. All right. You're charged with second-degree racketeering, second-degree conspiracy to engage in dogfighting, second-degree dogfighting, leader of a dogfighting network, second-degree promoting organized street crime. You're charged with second-degree money laundering and second-degree operating a business for criminal purposes. Crimes of the second degree are generally punishable by 5 to 10 years New Jersey State Prison, and they carry a presumption of incarceration. You're also charged with third-degree dog fighting, third-degrey possessing a dog for fighting, third-degree gambling on dog fighting. Let's see here. Third-degree possession of dog fighting paraphernalia. Third-degree cruelty to animals. Crimes of the third degree are punishable by 3 to 5 years in New Jersey State Prison. You're also charged with fourth-degree identity crime and fourth-degree tampering with records. Crimes of the fourth degree are punishable by up to 18 months in New Jersey State Prison. You have the right to remain silent. Any statements you make will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. You're being represented by Mr. Leonard today. If at any reason, at any time, you're unable to have Mr. Leonard, you have the right to apply for the public defender. You may be eligible for the pretrial intervention program. To be considered for that program, you must make an application. You may be eligible for drug court. To be considered for that program, you must make an application. And if you are a veteran, you may be eligible for the Veterans Diversion Program offered by the prosecutor. You have the right to have a hearing as probable cause, the right to indictment by the grand jury and trial by jury. You may also choose to waive an indictment or a trial by jury. If you choose to waive trial by jury, you'll be tried by the court. In that instance, a judge will determine whether you are guilty or not guilty. Mr. Lowe, where were you born? I was born in Princeton, New Jersey. You have the right to pretrial release. You cannot be detained pretrial unless the prosecutor files a motion for your detention and the court orders you to be detained. As a condition of your release, you must provide a valid mailing address where you receive and regularly check your mail. You must notify the court handling your case of change of address. If you fail to notify the court of a change of address in this court appearance, then tomorrow will issue your arrest. You understand these rights as I've explained it to you, sir? Absolutely, sir. Yes, Your Honor. The state is or is not seeking to detain this defendant. The state did file a motion to detain the defendant, but the state is going to, if it hasn't been withdrawn already, it will be withdrawn shortly, and the state will be seeking only level 3 monitoring with the additional condition that Mr. Lowe have no contact with any fighting animals, including and especially pit bulls. Including but not limited to. Correct. All right. Sir, you're going to be released on level 3 pre-trial release. What that means is you're going to have to contact pre-trial services every week until these charges are resolved. Wow! All right. Sir, you're going to be released on level 3 pre-trial release. What that means is you're going to have to contact pre-trial services every week until these charges are resolved. Wow! And while you're on level 3, they let me go! Court proceedings. You must notify pre-trial services of any change of address or telephone number, and you can't commit any new offenses while you're on pre-trial release. You're to have no contact with any fighting dogs, including but not limited to pit bulls. The conditions of your release are going to be typed up into an order. That's the paperwork they're going to give you when you leave the county jail. When you get out of the county jail, read that paperwork carefully. Okay, all the conditions of your pretrial release are in there. Yo, let me go. Get the fuck out of here. The phone number for pretrial services is in there, so you need to call them before the end of the day tomorrow.
When we talking about a conspiracy, we talking about money laundering, we talking about racketeering and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all young brothers and sisters not trying to be tied up in all this stuff, you better listen to this and make your decisions accordingly in life when it comes to what you got going on with them dogs and what you got going on with everything else. Because if you don't know, these brothers out here don't understand. You know, one thing about the Bay, and we're gonna talk about them Walker Red dogs and different things like that too as well before we get up out of here. You know, at the end of the day, man, you know, everybody want to be down with something until this type of stuff goes down, you know, and nobody want to hear that. Nobody want to hear it. It's too harsh, or it's drama, or it's this, or it's that. But it's just real dog facts, man. Real dog facts. I gave you straight up news, you know, straight up news where them boys ran up in a well-known dog brother house over the past 2 months. Nobody heard nothing about it. No CNN satellite information about it. But yet, a couple hundred dogs get seized. You know, now we got member of Royal Bull Kennels hanging themselves by a rope. But yet the first thing that news reporter was asking that man was these folk tied into a certain cartel. The man didn't want to speak about it. Are they tied into a cartel? How these news people even know all that fast? That this is cartel involvement. This is a dog bust. Far as they know, why are they bringing up cartel questions? Like I said, man, in this dog thing, you got dog lovers, and then you got dog lovers who involve everything they got going on in life with their dogs. And when you do that, that's what the problem come in at, because them alphabet folk not gonna distinguish. Their job ain't to worry about who doing it right and who doing it wrong. You know, their job is to worry about, like they say, the laws that they putting out here. You know what I'm saying? Brothers ain't going by the laws. When you selling a dog for fighting, when you advertising a dog for fighting, or when you transporting a dog for fighting, you don't understand you breaking laws. You know, and then we sit around and we act like this stuff be foreign stuff to us until it happened. You know, but you hear it every other day. At least if you're paying attention. A lot of y'all don't pay attention because you steady following flunkies talking about marriage counseling and all type of stuff like that when they can't even take care of a damn dog. 2 things I done had since I started doing my channel. Somebody that catching child neglect charges and talking about Pelican Bay on the back street, but yeah, you catching child neglect charges, you know, and one that can't take care of a dog, but trying to tell you how to take care of a woman. but you can't take care of a damn dog. All right. But hey, man, it just is what it is. You know, PBK9s, gonna give it to you. You know, whether you like it or not, you know, you just gotta take it how you gotta take it. You know, at this point, you see it going down right in your face. How can I put it? This is a whole different ball game, a whole different dog game. The dog game that you want to be existed, they don't exist no more. You know, yeah. When I say don't exist, brothers gonna be rolling them dogs to the end of time. Brothers gonna roll them. You know, but that way of communication, that way of all that whole line, that whole transport line. When I say transport, I mean the whole Amtrak line, the whole circuit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that same thing. If you're not trying to involve yourself with the right things with these dogs and trying to do the right things with these dogs, man, understand these young brothers out here that trying to get involved with all that dog fighting stuff, they involved with too many other things in their life. You know what I'm saying? Too many other things. If they ain't got to pay child support and they getting raided for dog fighting, they out there selling them damn 50 flips, thinking they a big time dope dealer. And get the whole yard took, get your yard took, and the next man yard took. This ain't like it was back in the days. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it. All he gotta do is go out there, get caught up selling some bullshit ass baking soda, getting black on the stem ass, fake ass, get your charge ass dope. You know what I'm saying? Get caught up selling that. Oh man, and they tell him he fighting dogs because he got 3 or 4 scarred up dogs. Now he's a dog fighter. Oh, he telling on everybody else about they dog fighting and whatever the hell they got going on. You know, even if they ain't got no dog fighting going on, and now them folk coming to mess with you, and not only if they messing with you about dogs, they gonna mess with you about whatever substances and stuff that he got involved in. You know, but hey, it just is what it is. You know, if that's not enough to make me just want to say I'm gonna do dog shows, I'm gonna do confirmation shows, weight pulling, I'm gonna do these kind of dog shows, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to keep my ass doing legal stuff when it comes to these K9s. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these K9s. Now I was gonna give you the Greyhound thing, but the Greyhound video, but they flagged it and I couldn't get paid off of it, so I'm just gonna tell you a few facts that I did catch from it. Steroids, brothers, you know, that's so eager to use them, really understand that it's gonna make your female dog not go in heat if you're using them on female dogs. It makes female dogs not go in heat, you know, makes them not go in heat. And one thing that the DVD did say, you know, and you can go do some research on it yourself, the Greyhound users use cocaine to make the dogs run faster. They rub them up under the gums with the cocaine, and they use a type of steroid. It's a few types of steroids they use, but they use one steroid to rig up dog fights. Dog races, where they'll shoot the dog with the steroid. It automatically makes the dog run slower. The dog can't run as fast. They shoot him with it. He runs slower, and that way they get you basically to come running in with your high bets. They come running in with your high bets on this slower dog. And now that same dog is off the drug today. He's gonna bust ass in the time where all the bets are going against him, you know, and he's gonna bust ass, you know. So they show how they was fixing Greyhound races, you know, and then they was showing how they actually using steroids and stuff like that, man. But hey, man, pay attention to what's going on out here with these dogs. If you love them, if you're trying to be out here with your dog and all that, like I always say, man, if you're trying to preserve these dogs and all that, you ain't gotta like PBK9s. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna give you the damn truth. You know, sometimes like they say, man, the truth sometimes ain't needed, man. But hey, the truth will set you free. They've been telling us that all our life. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, you gotta just take care of these dogs and understand, you know, it's more about, okay, I'm gonna use myself as an example, you know. Now, if I wanted to go out here and do something, right, with these dogs, now I'm gonna look at it from one end, and then I'm gonna look at it from the other end, and let's just weigh the options and stuff, right? You know, I'm from the old days, okay? Now, if I wanted to go ahead and do something with these dogs, you got to look at it like this, man. When I say, yo, let's hook this, right? Whoever I'm talking to, and they hook, they know they got the other dog. They gonna tell whoever their friends is, yo, we hooked the PBK or whatever, blah, blah, blah. All right? Now, they gonna tell them not to tell nobody, which they probably won't. 9 times out of 10, and they always go down like this, they tell somebody. And then, now let's talk about all the people that's gonna be at the show, between 20 to 30 people that's gonna be at the show. Because we talking modern day times. Now, it don't take but 20 people just to talk a little bit, make 20 people sound like a crowd from a distance. You can hear 20 people, especially if they start yipping and yelling and all kind of stuff. You're going to hear that from a mile away. It's not worth the risk for me to say, oh, this dog this, or this dog that, or this dog this. If you brothers talk to a lot of these brothers in this dog community, everybody's not on everybody don't got the same mentality. Everybody don't got the same level of smartness. Everybody don't got the same level of common sense. Everybody don't got the same level of I care about my family and my life. You got some brothers just don't care, and they will get in trouble over and over and over and over again. They don't care. So you gotta watch and understand that just because they love dogs, don't mean they thinking in the same way that you will think. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers just don't care and will put you like the old saying goes, man. You gotta put yourself, deal with people that got something to lose. A lot of folk don't got nothing to lose. Even though everybody got something to lose, when we look at it like, the big picture, you got your life to lose. But some people just feel like they don't got nothing to lose. And when you got folk like that, man, you got to stay out of their way. You know what I'm saying? Because they going to put you in them same predicaments. You know what I'm saying? They going to put you in them same predicaments. And that's how the dog game be a lot of the times. You got a lot of great dog brothers out there. But you got a lot of wannabes out there as well, and they don't mind making bad moves and making risky moves. And I ain't tell nobody, but yeah, you went and told your bald head ass bitch the whole damn thing where them boys doing their show at and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And the boys don't know you slapped your old lady up before you left to come to the show, and now she pissed off, and you coming out of the house going to the show hot as hell, and they don't even know it. You see, why risk it, brothers? You know what I'm saying? My brother looking, you too important, fam, to be out here risking about the BS. You can produce your bulldogs, do what you do, how you do, what you do, but at the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying? Everything ain't for everybody. Everything ain't for everybody, man. I mean, like it's like this way, right? If you and your old lady having an argument, and that's your old lady, right? Why would you bring it to Facebook with it? Wouldn't you keep that in-house? So only y'all will know about this argument. Only y'all need to know about this argument. This ain't nothing nobody else need to know. So why would you bring it to Facebook? We just use the Facebook as an analogy in the relationship-wise, because we saying we can have an argument, me and my old lady, and nobody will know about it. And we can have an argument, and we can come to Facebook with it and let the world know about it, or let people that shouldn't know about it know about it. This is say I'm on probation or something. Now we done let my probation and all them know about it. Ain't no telling what they want to do about a situation. But people that know about it shouldn't know about it. Same way with them dogs, man. Why put people in situations where they ain't supposed to be in? Because you want to shine on somebody else, or because you want to look bigger than somebody else, or because you mad at somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I just start reporting on this dog news over the past couple years. Imagine if I had my hands on this thing for the last 5 years. You know what I'm saying? You know how many girls, ladies, women call the police on their man because he left out the house and ain't tell them boys that he was going to the show with. He ain't tell them boys that he left out the house getting in an argument with his woman and told his old lady where he was going at. You know, that's why, man, you got to conduct that thing back in them days. You know, 1 or 2 people was like 50 people because that 1 or 2 people was real dog men. You know what I'm saying? Real dog men. Them 3 or 4 people was real dog men. What's the difference is you got 50 people around a box and none of them real dog brothers. All of them got pit bulls, but they ain't official. You know what I'm saying? They ain't official. Salute to them brothers out there, man. Salute to them real bulldoggers out there at the end of the day that's rocking with the bait and that's gonna hold it down with the bait. You know what I'm saying? One thing I tell brothers about that damn Big John line, I ain't the creator of it. I'm just a driver. You know, I'm just a driver. The same way old Bubba Wallace ain't create 23 and 11 racing. He's just the driver. Bubba Wallace is the driver of that great racing NASCAR company. You know, just the driver. That horse secretariat, that was just the horse. Ryan Turcotte was the rider. You know, he had to ride that thing. You know, I'm the driver, man. That's all it is to it. That's all I can say. I didn't create it. I'm just the driver. A driver, rather. You know? That's all I can say about that, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, different strokes, different folks, man. Different strokes for different folks. What I don't understand is, you know, what I don't understand, and what I want to say, I want to send a big salute and big shout out. Big salute and big shout out, you know, to the brothers, you know, that created such a great line for me to own and possess and be doing my thing at these confirmation shows, weight pulls, treadmills, whatever I'm deciding to compete in. You know, I can't do nothing but give props to the brothers that can produce a formula like that. You know? But you don't give props where props ain't deserved. You know, at the end of the day, man, salute to all the brothers out there trying to make a name for themselves with these dogs. Salute to all the brothers that's trying to keep value on their dogs. Because see, a lot of brothers out here, you lose value on your dog because you don't know about these dogs. That's when it pays to have experience with a line. Just because you know about a line for 5 or 6 or 10 years or 20 years, that don't mean you got experience with it if you're not winning with the line. See, you can have experience with just buying it and feeding it. Was you winning with it? That's what I ask brothers. Was you winning with it? Was you winning with it without somebody having to validate for you? Because when you're winning with it, folk know you was winning with it. And it just is what it is. You ain't got to talk about it. But was you winning with it? Was you driving it? Was you driving that race car, man? Was you riding secretary or was you back there bullshitting? That's where it pays to know a line. When I say know a line, I don't just mean I was breeding the line and selling puppies off a line. You know, experience with a line. I won with the line. I lost with the line. I got beat by the folk with that line, and I beat the folk with that line. I know that line. I seen the way that line produced different ways, the good ways and the bad ways, you know. I remember when my man P had skin problems with his dogs off split ears, and I remember what they was coming down off of, you know, when they was having straight up skin problems with certain ones of them dogs. You know, I got time in with these dogs. I'm not just trying to sell you a puppy, you know. This is a time where we gonna distinguish the difference right about now. I'm glad it's going the way it's going with a lot of these dogs off of the same lines, because we're gonna distinguish the difference and why brothers sell theirs these prices and why these go these prices. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can't sugarcoat this thing. You got to give it to brothers how it is, man. You got to give it to brothers how it is. Straight up. You know? Straight up. You know? And anything that can be said on the back street about any brother, you know, if you can't say it on the front street, you understand. In this dog thing today's time, we don't say it. you know. But like I said, man, great line of dogs. You know, when brothers who got the dogs crossing them the right ways and doing the right stuff with them. You know, just is what it is, fam. Just is what it is. And another thing, if we gonna go by them pedigrees, you know, I always say this, you know, if we gonna go by pedigrees the way we go by pedigrees over the past 10 years, man, brothers need to start making it to where you gotta put the picture in the pedigree database. You know, and I don't say this to catch nobody up in nothing. I'm saying this because if you can't just look at a pedigree and say, oh, these dogs gonna be this or these dogs gonna be that. That's what we try to do these days, right? We try to do that. But the thing is, when you got a picture there, that gives you a better outlook. At least you can't tell the performance of the dog, but you can look at the dog and see, oh, if this the bone structure I like, or if this the frame I like, or this the color I want, or if this the whatever. This dog might have a hellified underbite. I might not want that. You know, it's certain things you can see off pictures that'll help you more than just looking at the peds alone. You know, because no matter what we say and what we do, you're going to just be looking at these peds alone and thinking you can make breedings. You know what I'm saying? Thinking you can make breedings. And I promise you, I ain't looking at them peds that I'm breeding and just say, oh, I'm looking at these and this is going to be like this. Nah, when I give you my talk and when I say I'm guaranteeing they doing this or when they doing that, you know, it's only off experience. And a lot of y'all get mad because, you know, you haven't gained that certain experience yet. You know, you haven't gained it. And see, you're not going to gain it because in my days, you see, we didn't have all this social media the way you got it now. So what I had to get and gain that experience. You know, get out there and bulldog. I didn't have all this social media where I could come up here and act like a bulldog every damn day and get up here and hate and hate and hate and act like you're tough and act like you're bulldogging and you ain't doing nothing. You know, taking these funny looking pictures and doing all kinds of, you ain't bulldogging. I had to really bulldog in them days. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, you know, another thing. And to my brother Brandon, you know, Brandon B that I was speaking to from the beginning of the video, man. And you know, to answer your question, you know, because you may not know why I'm breeding the way I'm breeding. You know, because I know this line, big dog. I know what I'm looking for. I know what I want. You know what I'm saying? High intense working dogs. Dogs that, you know, high driven. Dogs that I can train just like them Belgian Malinois. You know what I'm saying? Dog that's going to work just as hard and work more intense than them Belgian Malinois. You see, I'm using my Malinois as a measuring tool. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to intensity and everything except for human aggression. You know, I know what I need to get this certain kind of training off with these dogs. And it got to be a dog that's on this kind of level. You see, when I'm trying to get weight pulling, I can put Mellow Yellow in weight pulling any day, Fletcher in weight pulling any day, because all I got to do, they driven at anything I put in front of their face. Started when they was young. You know, started when they young, and you work them, you train them for certain things. You know, whatever you want your dog to compete in, you train them for that at a young age. You know, now let me ask you, when you look at pedigrees, can you tell any pedigree when you buying a dog for somebody what they doing it for or what they made them breeders for? You know? Now, what you want him to say or what you want me to say about why I made my breeders for? You know, a lot of brothers get up here and you say the slickest stuff to try to throw somebody off, to get them to say, oh, I breed for this, I breed for that, I breed for this. Oh, you breed for fighting. You know? Y'all say the slickest stuff, and folk come from all over. And I'm not talking about you, bro. I'm just talking about in general. You gotta expect these reactions when you make them kind of you make these mistaken moves in my territory. You know? See, you can cross your own self off on your board, on your page. You can get your own self knocked off, you know. But on my page, or my group, or whatever, you can't get these folk knocked off, or me. We're not trying to go out like that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, sometimes brothers don't even know what they be saying. Like, that's the most important thing that y'all brothers don't pay attention to in the modern day dog time. You can't sell, you can't purchase, you can't transport, none of that for no fighting. That's the most important thing that y'all don't pay attention to. And I know for a fact you don't pay attention to it because you love bragging about what you're doing on Facebook with your dogs. You can't have common sense to know that these 3 or 4 laws right here exist. All right. It is what it is, though. Like I said, PB K9s is going to keep giving it to the brothers fair and uncut, raw and unbiased. You know what I'm saying? The way I always do. You know? Now, I do got an update for you. You know, I got a news update for you. I remember I gave you the news where a couple they say unknown people threw a bulldog, English bulldog, in a trash bag and threw him in the garbage can. I gave you that news several months ago. We got an update on it, got an arrest on it. So I'm going to give y'all brothers and sisters that news article. Let's get into it. PBK9, Dog TV, Dog News, fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Let's get into it.
Someone left this bulldog to die in a plastic storage bin in a dumpster in July heat. Reba's discovery made national headlines. Her death sparked a local movement and ignited an extensive investigation that has finally been successful. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe V. Hillen for John Huck. You are watching the Fox 5 News at 7 o'clock with limited commercial interruption. So this weekend, more than 4 months later, Metro arrested 2 people on charges of willful malicious animal abuse. This morning, both faced a judge, both being held without bail. Tonight, Fox 5 is investigating, learning more about the suspects and the reasons it took authorities so long to find them. Andriana Shepard is here now with what we have learned.
Reba the bulldog's death opened a floodgate of community support. It also launched hours and hours of meticulous investigation that Metro says paid off this weekend with the arrest of 2 suspects, both of whom faced a judge this morning. 32-year-old Isaac Lushall Jr. and 30-year-old Markeisha Foster, both facing felony animal abuse, both being held without bail. Fox 5 Investigates took a closer look at both defendants' criminal history and found Lushall has only been in trouble with the law once before. Police arrested him in 2022 in connection with the embezzlement of a leased or rented vehicle. Ultimately, the district attorney opted not to prosecute. Foster has a rap sheet dating back to 2015. It includes arrests for prostitution, numerous charges of trespassing not amounting to burglary, and she faced felony charges of grand larceny and extortion back in 2016. The same year, she was picked up on a fugitive warrant. Sources tell Fox 5 the investigative team sifted through hours and hours of surveillance video to make these arrests. And it took some serious detective work because we're told 30-year-old Markeisha Foster and 32-year-old Isaac Lushall Jr. kept using different rental cars under different names, so they had different license plate numbers all the time. Plus, they packed up and moved shortly after Reba was found. Here's a map of where the suspects lived when at the time the dog was found, near Paradise and Flamingo. And you can also see where Reba was found inside that dumpster on Twain and Maryland. The 2 locations are just a 5-minute drive apart, and this is some of the surveillance tape investigators used to track down the suspects. As we said earlier, detectives with a special unit combed through many hours of footage from many different cameras to finally make this arrest. And late this afternoon, the head of Metro's animal cruelty unit posted a statement on social media announcing the arrest and expressing gratitude to the detectives in other divisions who contributed to the resolution of this case. The Vegas Pet Rescue Project also expressing their appreciation for their efforts.
We could not do this without our community. The support that we had, the unwavering support from our community and the law enforcement at Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department being involved in this and sticking behind us from the beginning until this moment.
Animal advocates say they plan to attend every court proceeding in this case until it's done. They also hope to use Reba's case to compel state legislators to stiffen penalties for animal abuse during the next legislative session.
Now, let me give you this last news clipping before I forget it. You know, one brother arrested, 40 dogs seized. They didn't really specify what kind of breed of dog it is, but it just said 40 dogs seized, 20-some counts of animal cruelty. Y'all got, you know where you got it first. Let's get into this, and we're going to get back into that dog talk. PBK9s, let's go.
cruelty case in Johnson and Crawford counties. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office says they arrested and charged 52-year-old Bernard Wallace with 25 counts of animal cruelty, with more charges pending. Multiple agencies partnered with the Sheriff's Office to remove the animals from Wallace's property on Robert Powell Road today. They seized 40 dogs that were living in, quote, deplorable living conditions. The dogs were taken to an animal rescue. The Sheriff's Office says the investigation began in October and uncovered animals living in similar living conditions in multiple counties.
But like I said, man, I appreciate everybody for rocking with the channel, all the new subscribers. Hit that subscribe button if you're just watching it for the first time tonight. You know, and if y'all ever have any questions about dogs, bloodlines, training, any of that type of stuff, holla at me, ask me, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you last video, have training and everything on the members only part of the channel. So big salute to everybody, all the dog lovers from across this world, man, that's taking care of them hounds the way they're supposed to be taking care of them hounds. You know, big salute to you, man. Y'all stay legal out there. Y'all stay safe out there. Remember where you got it from first, where you get it from the most, where you get it from the best. PB K9s, y'all stay legal and I'm out.
Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burn it deep. All by his bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burn it deep. All by his bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm first week ballin', trying to get my bread long. You know the game gone and my mind been blown. Different decisions that I done made got me fucked up now. Still gon' thug the life I'm living, still gon' hold this shit down. Every day of my life, yeah, nigga chasing cheese. And the same niggas that be around there will see you off your feet. My mama been doing bad, but I ain't going into that. I done picked